Breaking news from the stadium tonight as an anonymous fan foot the bill for 55,000 hot dogs, bringing that sweet tubed meat to everyone in attendance.
Free dogs! Yeah!
55,000 hot dogs? What does that even cost?
While the identity of this Frankfurter philanthropist remains anonymous, their all-beefy generosity will go down in history.
The new Mega Millions. More to win means more to give. How you spend it is up to you. Yeah!
For game odds and details, visit sceducationlottery.com.
Hey, it's Ryan Seacrest. Life comes at you fast, which is why it's important to find some time to relax. A little you time. Enter Chumba Casino. With no download required, you can jump on anytime, anywhere for the chance to redeem some serious prizes. So treat yourself with Chumba Casino and play over 100 online casino-style games, all for free. Go to ChumbaCasino.com to collect your free welcome bonus. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, it's Amy Brown from The Bobby Bones Show. Join me in supporting St. Jude Children's Research Hospital for a chance to win a trip to meet Megan Maroney at the 2025 iHeart Country Festival in Austin, Texas on May 3rd, hosted by Bobby Bones. We're going to hook you up with tickets, flights, hotel, food credits, and a meet and greet with Megan Maroney. Take action now to support St. Jude and help cure childhood cancer. And you're going to be entered for a chance to win. Visit iHeartCountryTrip.com to learn more.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
She's Claudine Cooper, the best exercise lady. On Wellness Wednesday, the best exercise lady. She will teach you all there is about wellness and fitness. And as her motto says, your short workout is better than no workout. Oh, better than no workout, baby.
KFI AM 640 is Later with Mo Kelly. We are live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app and also on YouTube at Mr. Mo Kelly, MrMokelly. Joining us in studio right now is the nice exercise lady herself, Claudine Cooper. Claudine, it's great to see you. Thank you for joining us in studio. I have to ask you, what is it like now, not only talking to the folks, but being able to interact and have them see you as well?
Oh, I love being on camera. You know, I do my own live video, so I'm
yes.
pretty used to this. But I do have to say, I was thinking about you over the past couple of years that we've been working together, and I was like, we really do need to have a video component. So this is just right on time. People want to watch what's going on.
This is the first step of many. We're still working out some kinks, but since I said first step of many, I wonder, because the subject we're going to talk about tonight, we talk about motion is the lotion. Yes. Motion as far as lotion for our joints. We've talked in the past how these Fitbits and technology, wearable devices, I swear by them. I wear mine. I sleep with mine. I don't shower with mine, but I use it because it gives me some sort of metric where I can quantify how much I'm moving every single day. That's necessary for me to remind everyone else, you don't wear them.
I don't even wear a watch. I honestly do not like to be held to that level of accountability. I also don't use the screen time monitor on my phone. I don't need that negativity in my life. Listen, I don't wear a step tracker, a Fitbit. I don't want to close my rings. I personally like to just move more than I sit. That's my metric. So it's not something that I need to kind of track on a watch. It's something that I already know I need to do anyways.
But there are things that I know. In other words, I may think that I'm moving more than I actually have. And I think like, wow, I've been walking up and down the stairs. I've been doing this. I've been doing that. And then I look at the watch and it says 2,900 steps. And I say, damn, I have not been moving as much as I thought. And it keeps me accountable in the way which I think I need. And yes, it's a bit obtrusive at times.
It can be.
And it can be very negative at times. But for me, I use that as positive motivation. Yeah. Okay, so in other words, before I go to bed tonight, let me get on the treadmill for an hour, for example.
Yeah.
Because it's letting me know, no, you didn't do as much as you thought you did. You're going to watch an hour of this TV show? Get on the treadmill and watch it. So that's how it keeps me accountable.
Okay, but you sent me an article today that was talking about why did 10,000 steps become the magic number? Right?
Why did it?
Why did it? And nobody really knows. There's no scientific proof that 10,000 steps is the marker for the day. So now...
We like round numbers.
Is that what it is?
I honestly think that's what it is, because it might be, I don't know, 6,832 for all we know.
Look, in the article, they said they think that maybe it's because the Japanese character for 10,000 looks like a man walking. And that's how we came up with 10,000.
But if you look at it in the sense of, okay, 10,000 steps is a little less than 5 miles. And if you tell yourself, hey, make sure you walk 4 miles a day, that to me makes sense. Now, it may not, and you and I both know, it may not mean that you're going to lose weight. It all is, especially with my old ass, it's dependent upon your diet. You know, I cannot out-exercise my diet anymore. My metabolism doesn't allow for that. I have to incorporate it.
You have to watch your food. You have to watch the amount of movement you're doing. Both of those things have to be in alignment. There's also other factors. You have to keep your stress levels low. So I don't know what you're going to do, because I know you get all stressed out and worked up and dealing with these trolls on the internet. No,
I can. And then there are times where I just close the laptop.
That's good.
And it's part of my martial arts practice. A lot of it is meditation, where you're just blocking out everything else, be it job, family, negativity online.
Yes.
And you're just centering yourself. That's what I call it. We're centering yourself. You're not dealing with the distractions of the outside world. And I don't have a problem, with the exception of very rarely do I have any problem falling asleep. This is my mantra. I know at the end of each day, I've done all I can do. There's nothing I can do about the day which just ended except mess up the day which is coming. And it's incumbent upon me to make sure I get a good night's sleep so I can face it full strength. That's my mentality. And before I can even finish it, I'm gone.
It's you and me. We have similar philosophies. I read the 4 Agreements. Have you ever read the 4 Agreements?
I have not.
Okay. So the 4 Agreements is a book, and in the book, there's 4 principles to live by. Okay. One of them is don't take things personally, right? One of them is
I got to work on that one.
One of them is always do your best. So I like what you just said, because at the end of the day, I ask myself, did I do my best? And there are days when I can honestly say, no, I didn't do my best. I had an incident recently where I was like, why did I say that? Why did I do that? Anyways, I say all that to say, if I do line myself up where I say I've done my best today, I'm not going to take these things personally that happen. Because, I come in contact with hundreds, maybe thousands of people in a day.
Yeah, easily.
You know, because I'm working in the gyms. And so I say that to say, I don't have a problem falling asleep either. And I don't have a problem staying asleep either, because I'm not taking things personal.
Hey, you don't have a prostate gland.
What does that have to do with anything?
Oh, okay. Mark, you want to get this one too?
You're on your own there, buddy boy.
All I'm saying is, when you get older, the prostate swells for men. You may find yourself getting up to go to the bathroom.
Okay, how many times a night, Mo?
Not more than once.
Really?
Because I try not to drink anything, any type of liquid after, let's say, 10 o'clock. By the time I leave here, I'm not drinking anything else, so I don't have a full bladder when I go to sleep. Yeah, it's one of the things. You have menopause. We have swollen prostates.
Okay. But I got to tell you this, though. I just read an article unrelated to what we're talking about today that says high blood pressure often shows up as frequent urination.
It can. That also, sleep apnea can cause it as well. Yeah, but for most men, it is a natural progression of life for the prostate to enlarge over the course of their years. Now, if it's, I think it's nocturia, I think it's called. If it gets to be excessive, we're doing 2 and 3 times a night. Yeah, then there are probably other things involved
going on.
Yeah, and I get my PSA test all the time, so
Yeah. So, do you think that the physical activity also helps put you to sleep?
Absolutely. That's we have talked about this. I do appreciate working out in the evening. When I go home tonight, I will be doing steps at my standing desk, even though I may be working on something else before I go to bed. And this show even though I love doing it, is still sapping my energy.
Of course it is.
So when I go to sleep, I've had a full day. I'm done. I have no problem. I'm not sitting there looking at the ceiling. When I finally calm down and go to sleep, no problem at all. None.
I think most people who have trouble sleeping, it can be frequent urination, right? But I think a lot of it is rumination. I think people are going over things in their heads over and over again. A lot of it is going back to, am I taking something personally right now? And now am I replaying it in my mind over and over again?
I used to be very guilty of that. We got to go to break, but let's pick up there when we come back. Are you taking things too personally? Let us know on the YouTube channel at Mr. Mo Kelly. Let us know in the comments and we'll respond to you. We'll probably put up a poll to that fact. Are you taking things too personally? And is that impacting your sleep cycle? It's later with Mo Kelly. Claudine Cooper joins me in studio. Just in case you haven't seen her, check out the YouTube live video simulcast right now. KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the
Looking for excitement? Chumba Casino is here. Play anytime, play anywhere. Play on the train, play at the store, play at home, play when you're bored. Play today for your chance to win and get daily bonuses when you log in. So what are you waiting for? Don't delay. Chumba Casino is free to play.
Experience social gameplay like never before. Go to Chumba Casino right now to play hundreds of games, including online slots, bingo, Slingo, and more. Live the Chumba life at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, it's Amy Brown from the Bobby Bone Show. Join me in supporting St. Jude Children's Research Hospital for a chance to win a trip to meet Megan Maroney at the 2025 iHeart Country Festival in Austin, Texas on May 3rd, hosted by Bobby Bones. We're going to hook you up with tickets, flights, hotel, food credits, and a meet and greet with Megan Maroney. Take action now to support St. Jude and help cure childhood cancer. And you're going to be entered for a chance to win. Visit iHeartCountryTrip.com to learn more.
I'm Molly Roberts.
And I'm Drew Goins. Each Friday on Impromptu, we talk through the questions we can't stop thinking about.
Do we need to rethink how much we drink?
Why are companies really asking workers to come back to the office?
Does boycotting a business actually work?
Should we quit social media?
We're here when the news gets personal and the headlines hit home.
Join Molly and me every Friday on Impromptu from Washington Post Opinions.
Find Impromptu wherever you get your podcasts.
Art Radio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Also live on YouTube at Mr. Mo Kelly. Claudine Cooper continues to join me in studios. We talk everything about health and wellness this week. And Claudine, you started and you didn't finish. You owe listeners and viewers something.
Oh, yes.
Turn on that mic.
Okay, yeah, there we go. Someone said they don't know what the other two agreements are, so I'm going to just share those.
So reset, you said there are 4 agreements.
Yes, there's a book. It's called The 4 Agreements, and it's by, last name is Ruiz. And the 4 agreements are: don't take things personally, don't make assumptions, be impeccable with your word, and always do your best.
Wow, I got some agreements I need to straighten up and shape up on.
I think you do great. But it's something to live by. You know, it's an easy marker for all of us every day. And like I said, I fall short. I'm sure everybody else falls short.
Absolutely.
But if we can aspire to live in this way, it's a healthy mindset.
I think my superpower, and I call it my superpower, and Stefan knows this. I've talked about it. Mark knows this. I've talked about it. Twala definitely knows it. I am super petty. I am super, super petty. I am Petty Crocker.
Oh, I am Petty LaBelle.
Ross.
I am Peppermint Petty. You do not have a leg to stand on over here. No.
But the reason I say that is it's kind of counterintuitive when you say don't take things personally, but it motivates me. It pushes me. It empowers me. I remember the girl who turned me down in 6th grade who wouldn't go steady with me, Brett Eliason. I remember.
Not the name.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Okay. And everything I do is not necessarily to prove them wrong, but let me just be honest.
Yes.
It's to prove them all wrong. Every single one. I was talking
wrong.
about the haters who may be in the comments. I'm still here 13 years standing, and I hope you all still hate me. You know,
happy anniversary on your 13 years at KFI. Yes.
Just on air. It's been here even longer than that.
Wow.
I tell people I'm new to them. I'm not new to this.
Here's the thing about petty. I will say this, and speaking of 4 agreements, I don't feel like anybody is living all the way up to those 4 agreements on any given day.
Fair enough.
But as it relates to being petty, I too am Petty LaBelle, Peppermint Petty. Okay. And I call it my fuel. When I'm underestimated or hated on or counted out, that's my fuel. And that's what keeps me motivated. It's the drive behind the mission.
Yeah. It doesn't keep me up at night, but it does keep me focused.
Absolutely.
And there are comments that I may see, and it reminds me, it's like, oh, okay, I'll show you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't know what I know. In other words, like, you don't know, I am more committed to what I do than you are to your haterism.
You know, back in the day, people didn't think exercise was a big deal. They weren't like they are now. Fitness is trending, so a lot of people are into working out. So people would say things to me like when I would go to work teaching fitness classes, they would say things like, "You call it going to work. That's not a real job." Stuff like that.
And I know your pettiness just starts to bubble up and rise.
Boil. And I say that to say, those of us who have stayed the course in our professional life, despite the obstacles, despite the naysayers, we are living in our fruit, the fruit of our labor. So even you saying you've been at KFI this long and maybe you're new to someone else, but you're not new to this, right?
Come on now.
It's the same thing with me. I got a job at a gym. People are like, at a gym? And of course, I didn't think I'd still be working at a gym at the big age of 50, right?
Right.
But it has been a true labor of love. I'm doing what I love to do. A lot of people followed a path because their parents or their grandparents or someone told them they got to do this, go to school at this time, graduate, do the second degree, whatever. I didn't do that. I did what I wanted to do.
But you did end up getting all that.
I mean, not all that, but I have a degree, but I didn't go to grad school. I didn't do any, you know, I did what I like doing. And it has proven to be the best thing for me. I don't tell anyone else what they should do, not even my own children. In fact, sometimes my children will be like, tell me. And I'm like, you have to go on your own path, on your own journey. And I really do want to be there to actually support and encourage my children instead of trying to impose some narrative on them that was given to me that I didn't do anyways. So be it, you know?
I followed my own path. You followed your own path. We all should follow our own path. And hopefully as parents, we can provide some guardrails so they don't go off the road, off the cliff.
Yes.
As they try to follow their own path. You know, you have some training wheels at the beginning, I would think. And then hopefully when they're ready to ride, they found their own balance, if you follow that analogy.
I follow. Now, I did want to revisit something because you were talking about sleep and you were talking about as men get older, you know, but I did want to say that women too, as we get older, tend to suffer from insomnia. Now, I don't, but I know a lot of women my age who are up and down all night, up and down, up and down, up and down. The reason I believe that I'm able to sleep a solid 8 and fall asleep as soon as my head hits the pillow is not just the 4 agreements. I wear myself out.
Yes.
Just like a child. You have children, you know that if they don't get that outside time, if they don't let that energy out, they're not going to take the nap. They're not going to go to bed at a decent hour. They're going to be driving you nuts all day and night. Adults, humans, no matter what age, we got to wear ourselves out. So that walking in the article that you sent me, 10,000 steps is not necessarily a marker, but it's a good place to kind of aim for, right? It's about 5 miles.
Yeah.
So that's cool. And it says you can walk more than that, and you can even walk less than that, and you can still feel like you've done something to get the energy out.
Let me see. Where am I at right now?
Where are you at?
I'm at 9,570 steps. So by the end of the next segment, I'll be at my 10,000.
And people don't see what I see because they're seeing you on camera right now. What they don't see is that you get up, you walk around, you're in a seated position for your job right now, which many people watching and listening also are in a seated position for their jobs. But you can get up, you can walk around, you can make those concerted efforts to get your steps throughout the day.
Claudine Cooper, ClaudineCooper.com. Make sure you check out her free community workouts. You can go to ClaudineCooper.com, get all the information. But Claudine Cooper should be back next week, hopefully, and tell us more about it.
How to have fun anytime, anywhere. Step 1, go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2, collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3, play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games. All for free?
Step 4, unleash your excitement.
Woohoo!
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, it's Amy Brown from The Bobby Bone Show. Join me in supporting St. Jude Children's Research Hospital for a chance to win a trip to meet Megan Maroney at the 2025 iHeart Country Festival in Austin, Texas on May 3rd, hosted by Bobby Bones. We're going to hook you up with tickets, flights, hotel, food credits, and a meet and greet with Megan Maroney. Take action now to support St. Jude and help cure childhood cancer, and you're going to be entered for a chance to win. Visit iHeartCountryTrip.com to learn more.
Okay, real talk. We're all kind of hooked on our phones. It's full of shiny apps designed to keep your attention captive forever. But there's real life stuff to do other than scrolling, and I'm here to help. I'm Christina Quinn, the host of Try This, a podcast from The Washington Post. The show explores solutions for life's common problems. And this season, we're learning to tame the dopamine beast and reclaim our attention in this noisy and distracting world. So let's tame the beast together. Find Try This from The Washington Post wherever you listen.
Meet up again next week.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Boys, we have a very serious problem.
Later with Mo Kelly on KFI AM 640.
I just come from the men's restroom, and somebody went number 2 in the urinal.
What's a urinal? The wall toilet for peeing in.
And some jokester took a poop in it, okay? Now, I want whoever did it to come forward right now, and it will be less painful for everybody, okay?
Who would take a dump in the urinal? It's such a senseless crime. Mr. Mackey, I think you might want to entertain that this is some kind of conspiracy, just like 9/11.
Oh, God, here we go again. 9/11 was not a conspiracy, fat ass.
Oh, really? Do you just believe everything you're told, Kyle?
Excuse me? Can we get back to the issue, please? You all don't seem to understand how serious this is. Now, who made Dookie in the urinal?
KFI AM 640 and YouTube. It's Mo Kelly. We're live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app and YouTube. And I'm just talking to the men right now. Okay? Just the men. We need to have a very important conversation. I know Claudine Cooper was here last segment, and it was kind of geared towards the ladies, I would say. And, the whole idea of men getting up to go urinate at night found its way into the conversation. But now I just want to have a very, very personal conversation with the fellas. A team of engineers from the University of Waterloo in Canada and Weber State University, Utah, they have finally solved the problem of the physics of why there's always splashback at a urinal, or at least a public urinal. And here's the issue. The urinal hasn't changed much since Marcel Duchamp featured one in his 1917 artwork, La Fontaine. The design stagnation has perpetuated a real problem. Microscopic droplets spraying beyond the fixture onto floors, walls, and sometimes users themselves. With approximately 56 million urinals in non-residential settings across the U.S., researchers estimate that more than 350,000 liters of urine splash onto floors daily. Daily.
How'd they come up with that figure?
I don't know, but at least 1/10 of that is in our men's bathroom here at KFI, let me tell you.
Yeah, a disproportionate amount here.
Long story short, it's the angle of entry and the platform, if you will, the design of most urinals. In other words, it's almost like pouring water onto a table. Yeah. And you get the bounce back of the droplets. If you change the angle of the urinal and the entry, then you'd have fewer droplets. Now, and that's the physics of it, but I also want to put out a question for just men. If you walk into a public urinal, and let's say there are 5 urinals, the one furthest away is urinal number 1, and you see a guy in urinal number 2, what does etiquette demand where you should go or not go?
Urinal number 5. Farthest away from urinal number 1.
Well, number 1 is against the wall. Farthest away from you.
So then,
and there's a guy
he's
at number 2. Right.
Okay. He's at number 2.
Uh-huh.
So then I'm going to go at number 5, which is closest to the door.
Okay. Saying number 2 confuses the issue, though.
Okay. A, B, C, D, E.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, so he's at A.
He's at B.
He's at B.
He's at B.
Yeah.
I'm still going to go all the way down to E. It's far enough away from him to give him enough room. I don't want any splashback on my feet. I don't want to disturb what's going on with him.
Yeah, that's the correct answer. You're not supposed to go to A or C. And I don't understand it because there's sometimes I'm in a urinal. It's like, dude wants to saddle up right next to you. It's like, what are you doing?
Is he checking you out?
I don't know. That aside, I'm just saying, back up. There, 3 other parking spaces. Move your ass down there.
Well, what if they want to talk to you?
That's
a whole different bathroom.
Yeah. Especially somebody you don't know. Look,
How you doing?
Yeah, like I'll go in there and I'll say, "Hey, what's up, Crozier?" That's about it.
Well, you already know Crozier, but when it's a total stranger, that's a whole different thing. Like, hey, how's it going, buddy? Didn't mean to splash you there.
Sweet watch.
It's bad enough getting splashed with your own, but getting splashed with somebody else's is 100% unacceptable.
Well, here's the thing: there were people that used to work here who would walk into that bathroom barefoot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yes.
Yeah.
I have
even with the
shoes
splashback.
Right. I have shoes on. And I don't want to get my feet too close because I know I'll be stepping in something.
Yeah, if I could wear a full hazmat suit into our bathroom, I would.
And I played that clip at the beginning from South Park, but that's a real thing. We had an on-air personality drop a deuce in a urinal here in the very same bathroom that we all use to this day.
Now, do you know who it was?
Yes, I do.
You're certain of this?
Well, I didn't see it happen, but rumor has it.
Okay.
I'm not going to say, because if you've listened to the show long enough, we told you about the very popular radio host who's no longer here, who dropped a deuce in the parking garage.
That's legendary now.
Yeah,
it is.
And multiple times, and it would happen over the course of months, if not years. And there was a radio host who dropped the deuce in one of the urinals here. And there was that day where there was some dookie on the floor, which stayed like a week. A week.
I want you to know that
no exaggeration.
Ever since you first mentioned that, I've thought about it every single day.
Because it's that bathroom that is closest to the studio.
It's horrific. It's the work of a filthy sub-animal.
It is a true story through and through.
I don't understand why we are forced to stand in a hard capital A. I'm talking feet as wide apart as possible to avoid the ocean.
You almost said it.
Yeah, the ocean of urine that's on the floor before, Ines comes in to clean.
The funny thing is, the bathrooms are cleaned, air quotes, every single night.
Yep.
Supposedly. Now, I don't want to call out the cleaning person's name, but there are more nights where the person is in there on their phone arguing with someone instead of actually cleaning the bathroom. I'm not lying. It's a true story.
No. I just came out. The floor, the smell in there, it's good. It's got that
that bubble gum.
That's the best. The bubble. It's not like I want to put the bathroom in my mouth. I don't know why they use bubble gum.
No, it does make you want to chew on one of those urinal cakes, though, doesn't it?
Just lick the toilet lid or something. It's like, no. I just need clean. I would rather have the smell of bleach.
Well, the question, though, with the story that you raised is, who gets the Nobel for urine? For figuring out the splash angle stuff.
Well, it's all theory, okay? They haven't actually put it into practice yet.
Well, so is quantum physics, but
that's right.
We still give out prizes for these things.
Yeah,
we need a urine Nobel.
Well, I mean, they are.
You want to hand it to them?
Not directly, no.
That's my point.
I don't want to touch anything or anyone.
They're working on different urinals, bowls that can be mass produced that will have the right angle and also make it easy to approach and walk up to and all that. Because personally, I don't like the trough. I don't like the.
You have to explain that because if you're not old enough to remember it, it used to be you go to some businesses, some stadiums and arenas, definitely.
Hell, movie theaters, all
movie
that.
theaters, right?
Yes.
And they would just have this big ass rectangular trough like horses would eat out of, and you'd have men lined up shoulder to shoulder. And as a kid, it was really uncomfortable, like at the Coliseum, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah, it's like those are designed for Cool Hand Luke's chain gang. Do we have to have a trough for all of us?
And it's weird because you have this whole idea of bathrooms and what's inappropriate, who should be allowed in the bathroom. And I'm thinking, like, if you don't remember the trough where you'd have 12 dudes or sometimes kids lined up side by side doing a number one.
Basically urinating against the wall.
Basically. Pretty much.
It promotes togetherness.
Keep eyes straight forward.
No wall. Look, I remember when they used to have those at Disney, and I would have to wait. I'd go in, too many people at the trough. I'm like, you know what? Because I was bumped into one time.
It's like, oh, he touched me.
Like, excuse me. See the guy all trying to figure himself out, doing a little shoulder movement. I'm glad you can see it. He was bumped into me. I'm like, excuse me. Sorry.
And you have to be very clear, to do your Taylor Swift, shake it off, and then slowly turn around.
And slowly
turn around.
Slowly I turn.
So that's what that song was about.
Yes. Because, you can't, never mind. We got to go to break. KFI A640, we're live everywhere, the iHeartRadio app and YouTube.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
We're live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. And we're also live on YouTube. We have a live stream video simulcast. And I've been sitting all night, so I thought I would stand up, as you can see. And one of the, viewers, Charlie, has been chiming in over the course of the evening. I'd like to address some of the things that he's been saying. And he said something to the effect of, because I'm not looking directly at the comment, he said that we, I guess that includes Mark Ronner, includes Stefan, includes Tuala, includes me, we should dress for success. We need to dress better for the video podcast. And I appreciate Charlie. First, thank you for watching the video live stream, adding to our numbers. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for making suggestions about what subjects we should cover. But let me just tell you this. Have you realized that this is radio? And yes, there is now a video component. That doesn't mean that we need to dress for success. It means that we're already successful. That's the first point. The second point is, have you ever watched Joe Rogan? He wears a hoodie, I think, to every episode in which he does. So dressing up for a podcast has never been a thing. Never. And this is a video streamed podcast that you're watching. And three, this is not a Denny's. We don't take orders. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, pretty much. He also wanted us to talk about some story that he thinks will make the news and make us stand out, as if we aren't aware of everything that's happening and don't simply talk about the things we want to talk about.
Yeah, usually when people say, why aren't you talking about this, or what do you think about this, it's because they've already formed an opinion and they want you to either espouse that same opinion or they want to create some conflict around a story because they personally feel strongly about it. And if you know this show, there are a number of things that we do talk about. There are a number of things we don't talk about because this is a late night show. We're having fun. And there are those subjects which probably don't fit for 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
After people have had a long day and a lot of work and maybe are tired of some of the news that they've heard all day long or seen all day long on cable news, for example.
Yeah.
And always, and I will tell Charlie like I would tell anyone else. If you think that you know best, then do that. Show us how it's done. Create your own show. I'm not so sure Charlie's familiar with me or this show.
Yeah, he may not be too familiar with giving honors. Charlie. Got something in my eye. Oh, wow, Charlie.
Chuck.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry for our T-shirts and hoodies and the like. Charlie.
I'm being serious. Like, have you ever seen Joe Rogan, for example? Ever? And would you tell him dress for success because he's wearing a T-shirt? Now, me personally, I'm always comfortable in a polo, but I'm not going to come in a suit. Dress for success would suggest that this is a job interview. No, we already got the job. Mark has had the news job. We start off talking about this is the 13-year anniversary of me being on air at KFI. That has nothing to do with Spectrum News. That has nothing to do with BBC. That has nothing to do with any of my other work that I do, be it CNN or appearing on other people's media outlets. On my show, unaware of. I'm going to wear whatever the father I want. It's later with Mo Kelly. I told you I'm a petty mother father. I'm petty. We're live everywhere on YouTube and the iHeartRadio app.
What you need to know and when you need to know it.
KFI.
And KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio
app. Breaking news from the stadium tonight as an anonymous fan foot the bill for 55,000 hot dogs, bringing that sweet tubed meat to everyone in attendance.
Free dogs! Yeah!
55,000 hot dogs? What does that even cost? While the identity of this Frankfurter philanthropist remains anonymous, their all-beefy generosity will go down in history.
The new Mega Millions. More to win means more to give. How you spend it is up to you.
Yeah!
For game odds and details, visit SCEducationLottery.com.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Hey, it's Amy Brown from The Bobby Bone Show. Join me in supporting St. Jude Children's Research Hospital for a chance to win a trip to meet Megan Maroney at the 2025 iHeart Country Festival in Austin, Texas on May 3rd, hosted by Bobby Bones. We're going to hook you up with tickets, flights, hotel, food credits, and a meet and greet with Megan Maroney. Take action now to support St. Jude and help cure childhood cancer, and you're going to be entered for a chance to win. Visit iHeartCountryTrip.com to learn more.